Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again where we talk about the 6 stupid things that atheists always say and what they always believe in. And we're going to be taking this motorcycle. This is one of the most powerful Kawasaki's out there. You are looking at the Kawasaki Z1000 with a 1043cc motor, liquid cooled, fuel injected. And you know, would you think I was lying to you if I said that this motorcycle just popped into existence uncaused out of nothing? Over billions of years it just put itself together? Or would you say the truthful answer and the truthful comment as that this is a product of intelligent design? Of course you would say this is a product of intelligent design. Now, you want to hear something amazing? Did you know that this motorcycle is less complex than your body or my body, with its respiratory system, its brain, its eye, our eyes, the way the eye is designed, your arteries, your lungs. So if it would be stupid and a lie to say that this motorcycle is not the product of intelligent design, it's actually a lie to say that it isn't, because it is a product of intelligent design, then we must say that it is a lie to say that the human body is not a product of intelligent design, because it is. Here's what we're going to talk about today: the 6 stupid things that atheists believe in. We're going to be taking the motorcycle and talking to you. Number 1, atheists say they don't believe in hell. We're going to talk about how stupid that is. Number 2, atheists say they have a purpose. Number 3, they say that they believe in evolution. I'm going to show you how creation is more rational than evolution. And they also say that Christians are atheists. They just go one God more. We're going to show you how atheists mess up on that. Christians are not atheists. And then, of course, they say they don't believe in God. Atheists say they don't believe in God. We're going to talk to you about that. But let's start off with the first thing: how atheists say there is no hell. Now, atheists are scared of hell. There's an atheist on YouTube that is at least honest about it. His name is Cosmic Skeptic. He has a video saying he's an atheist and he's scared of hell. Well, at least he's honest about it. So, atheists are terrified of hell. And so let's start off with stupid thing number 1 that atheists say and believe in, is they believe that if they just claim that they do not believe in hell, therefore hell doesn't exist. So let's correct the atheist obvious error. It's obvious that just because you say you don't believe in something has no power to make it not exist. I don't believe that speed limit 40 sign's there, yet it still is. See, just because you say you don't believe in something does not automatically make that thing not exist. And my atheist friends, you will go to hell. You definitely will go to hell, even though you are saying that you don't believe in it. This proves that belief in hell is not a prerequisite to be sent there. Belief in hell is not a requirement to go there. See that 35-mile-per-hour sign? I could deny that it's there, but it does not change the fact that the sign is there. You could deny that hell exists or that you don't believe in it, but you know, funny thing about hell, it doesn't require you to say the words you believe in it. Don't you think that's funny? Now, we love the atheists. All joking aside, we don't want them to go to hell, but we do these videos to show that atheism is madness. Just by you saying you don't believe in hell does not magically make it disappear. You'll be able to ask Christopher Hitchens that. Unfortunately, Christopher Hitchens is in hell, which goes to prove that a arrogant attitude and a British accent is not enough to protect you from going to hell. The solution? Do what I did. I'm an ex-atheist. Just admit that you're a sinner. Everyone knows you are, my atheist friends. Repent of your sin and turn to Jesus Christ. Very simple, very rational, very logical. So, first thing that atheists say that's very, very stupid is that they do not believe in hell, therefore they're not going there. Wah, wah. That is not correct. Now let's talk about purpose. I'm going to prove to you right now that atheists have no objective purpose in life. They could have a make-believe purpose, but no real purpose in life. And by the time I'm done with this, you, the atheist viewer, you will admit that you have no purpose in life. You will bow your head in despair when you realize you, the atheist, watching this. Godless engineer, he's watching this. He is a fan of my videos. He has no purpose in life. He may think it's to eat burritos, but no. The amazingly hellbound atheist. Hey, we're getting on the freeway here. Oh no, we're not. Darn it, I want to do some freeway riding. The amazingly hellbound atheist, the amazing atheist, is watching this video. He's a fan of my videos. Yes, he has no purpose in life. The entire cast of the Atheist Experience show, please click share and send this to them to show them that they really have no purpose in life. They will admit it to you live on the air. Aaron Raw, Thunderfoot, Richard Dawkins, I mentioned, Sam Harris, Lawrence Krauss. None of these atheists have a purpose in life. Their life is purposeless and meaningless on the atheist worldview. So let's talk about this. You know, atheists really need to learn science because science has shown us that this universe is dying. This is going into why atheists have no purpose. And everyone in the universe, there will be no escape. The entire universe is going to die. There will be no escape unless God steps in. Now, the Christian view is that we do agree that the universe is dying, and unless God steps in, everything dies, and it was all purposeless, wasn't it? But on the atheist view, they claim there is no God, so on the atheist worldview, there can be no objective purpose. Because in the end, nothing an atheist did, nothing that anyone ever did in this world, according to atheists, even mattered. Any good that an atheist did is irrelevant. Because in the end, science has shown us, unless God steps in, of course, that everything dies. So picture this. When an atheist is telling you that they're going to make the world better, no, they're not. On the atheist worldview, they cannot deny it. They must accept it. Everything dies, and it was all for nothing. It was madness upon madness upon madness. See, the atheist can't say, but wait a minute, it was objectively purposeful because God steps in and saves the world, and we're rewarded for the good things that we did to humanity. No, they can't say that. The atheists cannot bring God into the picture. Now, it makes sense that Christians say that ultimately everyone has an objective purpose. Let's see, is this lane closing? Yes. Everyone has an objective purpose with God. It's to glorify God, to come into fellowship with God, to glorify Him with every beat of our heart. And it makes sense that Christians are making videos on YouTube. But the next time you see a Matt Dillahunty video, just bow your head and say, wow, what a purposeless video. Doesn't Matt Dillahunty know that the end of the atheist worldview is death? And no one's going to remember anything that he did. The next time Godless engineer makes a video with his pudgy little face, you just want to get his cheeks and go, brugga, 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 brugga. Someone needs to tell him gluttony is a sin. Anyways, the next time Godless engineer does a video, we need to tell him, look, why are you wasting what little time you have? You're going to die, and eventually the universe is going to die, so none of it really matters. Now, I can see that it makes sense that Dr. William Lane Craig does videos on YouTube. I can see that it makes sense that Pastor Cliff makes videos on YouTube, or that I make videos on YouTube. Why? Because we believe that indeed God does step in and all of mankind will be judged for what we did for the glory of his son Jesus Christ. So it makes sense that a Christian has a purpose, but an atheist has no purpose whatsoever. Godless engineer is just wasting his life. He'd be better off to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Matt Dillahunty is just wasting his life. He would be better off going to an all-you-can-eat buffet and just, you know, eat, drink, and because at least that's their worldview, is there's no purpose to it. Lawrence Krauss would be better off buying Rogaine and focusing on his follicle issues. So an atheist cannot have any objective purpose, and if you really ask them, what is your purpose, they will not be able to say they have an objective purpose, because in the end, it's like this. Imagine you're reading a book about someone's life and they're building this tall building, and you're reading chapter after chapter how they're building this building, but in the end the building gets destroyed. It was all for nothing. So right now, atheists, even you must admit that in your atheist worldview of madness, you have no objective purpose. I'm not saying you can't pretend. You could pretend like what you're doing is purposeful, but it's not. Let's go to another stupid thing that atheists say that just doesn't make sense. You know why I am a creationist and I'm not a Kool-Aid drinking evolutionist? The proof and evidence. Do you know Scripture says that out of the earth God created these species? Go ahead and read Genesis. It talks about how out of the earth it was guided that God created these species. But atheists believe that the dirt was magic dirt, that it just over billions of years was able to manufacture DNA and the complexity of the cell. This is just stupid. No one really believes them. And before you think I'm bashing atheism, listen. The least trusted group in society are atheists. The least trusted group in society are atheists. You can't trust someone that says they believe their dog Poochie Boochie is the product of a meaningless explosion over billions of years, and Poochie Boochie just shot out like that over billions of years for no reason. Atheists are insane. One of the funniest things that atheists talk about is when they try to be all moral. Atheists are the furthest thing from moral. But you ever notice how atheists try to act moral? There's a video debate of Matt Dillahunty and this other guy, two atheists, debating two Christians. And in the debate, the Christian says, is there anything wrong with torturing little children for fun? And Matt Dillahunty's debate partner, I'm going to put that debate right below here, he says, no, there's nothing wrong with it. This is the morality of atheists. And as a credit to Matt Dillahunty, he said, well, look, I don't necessarily agree with that. See, on atheism, you can't ground morals. Why would it be wrong to torture children for fun on atheism? After all, if we're all just evolved animals, and it doesn't say anywhere in the atheist creed that you should treat others as you would have them treat you. There is no atheist Bible. So when it comes to morals, atheists suck at morals. You got atheists like Lawrence Krauss sexually harassing Zom Gets Chris. Zom Gets Chris has a video where she talks about atheist Lawrence Krauss. I'm not even going to get into it. You can go to her channel and see it. You got the amazing atheist sticking a banana up his rear end. This is just cruelty to bananas. So, when it comes to morals, atheists suck at morals. Now, one of the dumbest things that they say, this is really dumb, is when they say, hold on, let's go through it. Is when they say they do not have to give any arguments for atheism, and they'll say the one making the claim has to give arguments. So I'll say, are you claiming God doesn't exist? And they will wimpily say no. Well then, he either exists or he doesn't, right? God either exists or he doesn't. You're not saying he doesn't exist. Atheism is just madness. So what's happening is the atheists are moving away from the argument God doesn't exist because they cannot give any arguments against the existence of God. So they're turning into wimps. Do you know that recently I challenged Godless engineer Matt Dillahunty, Sam Harris, to answer this question, and all three of them failed? I would like you to contact them and ask them this question, and they're going to get very upset at you. Here's the question. What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? And you know that the amazing atheists, Godless engineer, failed also, and Matt Dillahunty failed. Did you know that? I'm kind of curious, why do they spend so much time making videos when their life is purposeless? And I would like to know also, this is a challenge to Godless engineer Matt Dillahunty and Richard Dawkins. What is your objective purpose in life? And don't say eating burritos. We already know that. What is your objective purpose in life? Because isn't it true that, hey, look at Christian's motorcycle ministry on the back of this truck. Isn't it true that on the worldview of atheists, they admit that the universe is going to die and everyone in it will be destroyed? So what was the point? Everyone has died and there's no purpose to it. It is madness. Did I tell you the one time I was at a party, and it's very hard to find atheists, and but there was an atheist there, so and you know how you can go to parties parties like picnics and barbecues where you could bring your pets. And so the atheists brought their dog there. And I said, can I show you something? And everyone at the party's listening. And I got their dog and I held the dog in front of them. And I said, so you believe there's no purpose to the universe? It's just madness. I wouldn't say it's madness. Well, you believe there's no purpose to it, right? It just happened. Yes. And then I said, and you believe over billions of years your dog here is a result of that purposeless universe? And he said, yeah. Excuse me. Thanks for not running into me. And everyone started laughing at him. Go ahead and, if you're an atheist, get your dog or cat, get your dog Poochie Woochie or your dog, get your dog Poochie Woochie or your cat Felix, and hold them in front of you. And do you really believe that there was this explosion in the universe, and out of no guidance, your dog Poochie Woochie came out of that? Don't you understand how crazy that sounds? Have you no dignity or shame? I'm not talking to the guy in the truck, I'm talking to our atheist viewers. All right, let's get into some other stuff that atheists say that's funny. So they cannot ground morals. And one time I was in a debate on the radio. I'm going to put that link below here. With a guy named Mickey, which was a good name because his arguments were Mickey Mouse. So during the debate, I asked him, is rape objectively wrong? And either way, I got him. See, as an atheist, he has to say no. He has to say, all right, we're getting on the freeway. Here we go. He has to say no. Rape is not objectively wrong, which means for some people it's okay. And, like if you're the rapist, it's okay, right? And so I knew he wasn't going to say that on live radio, because atheists will say that in one-on-one conversations, but when the entire audience is listening, they don't have the guts to be the evil atheists that they are. So I asked him, and he said, well, look, thousands of years ago they would rape. And I said, they're still raping. Haven't you heard that song? Well, it's obvious. We got a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing through your windows. He's snatching your people up. You better hide your kids, hide your wife, because you got the atheists around here. So we got 7 miles to go here. So anyways, I asked him, yes, and was it wrong when they did that? And he's stuck. He has to say it's not wrong. So he finally admits, he goes, yes, it's always wrong. And I said, well, you just admitted that there are things that are objectively evil. If we're all just evolved from pond scum, why would there be things that are evil? Think about it. The fact that atheists admit that rape is evil is a problem for atheists, because they're having to admit that there are objective good and objective evil. Let's go on to another stupid thing that atheists say. I'm going to put some of these debates I've had with these sweet, cuddly, huggable atheists right below here. Do you know that I was in a debate with this atheist, and several of them do this, and I'm always able to trick them into exposing their hatred for God. And I said, how could you not love God? He's so loving. so wonderful. And I'm going through all this, and then he said, they get angry at me, and he says, well, what about when God destroyed the world in the flood? Now, those of you that are Christian realize that it's a strange sort of atheism that believes God destroyed the world in the flood. So I said, well, maybe they deserved it. I'm baiting the atheist. And he's like, are you saying that the children deserved it and the women that were innocent deserved it, and even innocent men? And I said, well, doesn't God have the right to judge? And I said, and you really believe that God killed children in the flood? This is where I get him. The atheist said yes. Put a little mark on the side of ShockofGod. I just won that debate. The atheist just admitted that God exists. I admit that God judged the world and children were killed within his judgment, and the atheist admits it also. So the atheist loses the debates. You ever notice that atheists will bash God as if he's a real person? They don't. You never hear me bashing the spaghetti monster. They always bash God as if he's a real person. So look below here and you'll hear some of those debates where the atheists are claiming that God killed people. I totally agree. Thank you, Mr. Atheist, for admitting that God exists. Godless Engineer does this all the time. He's always angry that God killed people. Same thing with Matt Dillahunty. Matt Dillahunty will talk about how God killed people, and I'm like, why would anyone believe that God doesn't exist if he killed people? One time, they did a video, the atheist did a video saying that I sent money, donations to the Atheist Experience Show, which I really did not. And so what happened though, they got real mad at me because I turned it around into a positive. I said, because they're lying saying I sent it, I said, I want that show to stay on the air. They're bringing so many people to Christianity. You guys have got to see the debate where Dan Barker says there's nothing wrong with rape and that he would rape women. Atheist Dan Barker says that. I'm going to put that link right below here. Now, I want to end this on a serious note. Do you know Hong Kong is terrified of atheistic Chinese government? The government of China is atheistic. And China is wanting to get freedom-loving people, Christians that are in Japan, and anyone that speaks out against the atheistic, communist Chinese government. And they're wanting to extradite them to China. In other words, to go to slave labor camps. And the people of Hong Kong do not want to be sent to atheistic China. Do you know the government of China is officially atheistic? They have forced murders of babies over there with abortion. Let's go over here. So, if you type in Hong Kong protesters, the people of Hong Kong are waving American flags, singing God Bless America, because they don't want to be extradited to evil, atheistic China. And I want Hong Kong to know that we stand, the Christians stand with you. The Hong Kong protesters, you guys in Hong Kong, you must rise up and fight against the evil atheist regime of China, because they will kill you. They will imprison you. This is what atheist regimes do. I'm going to put some links below here of the actual protests going on. The protesters are being beaten up by the pro-China police department. And we have sent donations to the protesters. We're sending our prayers to the protesters over there in Hong Kong, and other things that we're not going to talk about. But we are secretly and openly supporting the Hong Kong protest. Listen to me, Hong Kong protesters. It's time to rise up. Do not give in. There will be blood in the streets if you guys don't fight against the evil, atheistic regime of China. They will kill you. In fact, all we got to do is look at prior atheistic regimes. Hundreds of millions of babies, children, women, and men murdered in the name of the atheist regimes of Stalin, Pol Pot, Mao, the Khmer Rouge, Kim Jong-il. When you think atheism, think murder and think blood on their hands. You should see a website here that says ShockofGod.com. Go there right now to see actual proof and evidence of the evil atheistic regimes and how many innocent people the atheists are murdering. So, Hong Kong, we are with you, my brothers and sisters. Rise up, Hong Kong. Fight against those evil atheists. Do not give in. Do not relent, because your very blood is on the line. If China is able to quash the protesters in Hong Kong, it will be a sad day for Hong Kong when the evil atheist regime has their blood on their hands. So please pray for the Hong Kong protesters. We stand with you, Hong Kong. We stand with you.